What's up, everybody? It's good afternoon. YouTube said we are live. Zoom said we are live. So I guess we are live. And we got to be live for the one that's with us today, because if our energy is not right, if our spirit isn't right, LaMyiah is gonna tell us, she gonna let us know. And I'm just stoked to talk to this young lady. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We are live. Zoom said we are live. So I guess we are live. This whole got to be live for the one that's with us today. There we go. Sometimes I forget that when the YouTube live starts, I'm behind, it's behind us. And so all of a sudden I start hearing my own voice again. Anyway, our spirit got to be right for this young lady who is a recent graduate of Prairie View. She graduated in December.
For May.
December?
May.
Oh, in May. Yeah. So a year ago. You've been gone a year?
Yes. Isn't it crazy?
Oh, good gracious, where'd the time go?
Oh,
LaMyiah Harvel hails from Minneapolis, Minnesota,
yep. Mm-hmm.
and is a founding member of PVAMU-TV. Uh, and is just going to grace us with her experience leaving Prairie View and inside of her first year away from the Hill, working in television, working as a news reporter, as a broadcaster. And we have footage for you all to see. We have links and everything for you all to experience. But before I go there are two short video clips I want to play before we get too deep into this, because I think one, it will actually inspire some conversation in this talk. The first one is going to be from the Black News Channel. I just want to replay. If you saw the morning conversation with Jordan, we played a trailer from the Black News channel, wanting to celebrate May graduates, despite most of us not having graduation ceremonies. The Black News Channel BNC, which is a new network that launched in January, amazing programming. If you go to blacknewschannel.com, you will see what C.E. Huffman and that whole team over there has launched. If you think, BET back in the day when they had regular news, TV One news, and then give it a CNN type texture, that's what you have with the Black News Channel. And I've been in touch with these people, working with these people, actually now for the last year. And I'm going to play this promo for the celebration of graduates. All right, stand by.
The spread of coronavirus has caused the cancellation or postponement of many college graduation ceremonies. But we here at HBCU this week want to celebrate with you anyway. Send us pictures and videos of you in your cap and gown with the following information: your major, which school you attended, and any plans for after graduation. Make sure you include the subject line HBCU Spring Ceremony to the address right there on your screen. It'll be included on our May 4th episode.
And I'm going to hit pause right quick. So if anyone wants to screenshot that and see, just make sure you submit your information to them. The information is there. Amaya Mann is the contact. She is the news producer for the Black News Channel. And she's excited about what we're doing at Prairie View in particular, but they have built programming that really is catered to the African American community in general, and would probably be a really great resource for your first job out of Prairie View or whatever college program you're in, because they're brand new. They're in a position of growth, and no doubt would be a wonderful, wonderful resource for you all. All right, the second very brief video I want to play. I am beaming with pride because our students are creative, dynamic, Goodness, the words aren't enough, but a student of ours, Cecily Rigsby, created what is going to be a web series called Reality Assistance. And what I would like to do is play the promo that they dropped earlier today. Or actually, they dropped the promo last night. And the pilot episode is about to drop pretty soon. And I just want to shake the tambourine for this. So what I'm going to do is hit play on their promo. And I want y'all to take a look. Take a look. All right. Let me do a screen share right quick. Stand by.
I love it.
Yeah. So when I tell you I am proud of this team for doing this work, I can't say it enough. I can't say it enough. Okay, so they're saying in the chat, 5 p.m. today. 5 p.m. today. Someone turn on your mics. Wait, Cecily's in here. Hold on. Let me just let Cecily introduce the project. Cecily, where you at?
Say, oh my God.
Cecily's here.
Okay, Cecily. Yes, good. I just ran the promo for the show, for your show, Reality Assistance, and everyone's like chiming in right now. It goes today at 5. 5's the premiere today. Why don't you take just like 60 seconds and tell us what it is, and then we're going to get right into the talk with LaMyiah.
Okay. First of all, thank you for playing it. Jawan texted me and was like, she's playing it. And I was in the middle of promoing. But the show is about 6 RAs who are learning to live life with freshmen and learning how to adapt to their lives and not try to get involved. Because as we all know, just being a residential assistant is not just about checking their rooms. It's about being a parent, an older brother, older sister. And you really got to dig deep without trying to get involved. And then there's a freshman named Chris, and she's came from a really sheltered home, and now she's at college, and it's a huge wake-up call for her because she's never been around this many people, and she's always been by herself. And her and Izzy kind of cross paths, and Izzy sees herself in her, and she's gonna figure out how to help guide Chris in the right directions without falling into the hands of the wrong people.
Wow. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, congratulations. That promo looks awesome. I know you've been working with Bobby Etheridge and John Shea Knutson on the editing.
Yes.
And who else do you have involved in the project?
T. Hayes is my creative producer. He's been with me all along the way with helping with different making my dream come true, really. Kiera Freeman is my assistant director. Deontay Johnson is my co-director. He helped me create the idea. And then my writer's room is just phenomenal. They help come up with any idea I shoot out at them, even though sometimes it might seem dumb. They're like, okay, let's see how we can work with you. That's Darius Cody, Worthington Moore, Nashawn Etheridge. And Maddie was helping us for some time until she got involved with her own show. Shout out to that. And then it's just a crew of 35 people. It's just unreal.
So this is what I want to do, Cecily. I want you to gather your writing room, your writers.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask Justin and Gloria if they will grace us with another session for your writer's room.
Okay.
Justin Simeon and Gloria Bigelow, and see if they will grace us some more additional time for you in your writer's room. I'll send them the promo today. And since the show premieres today at 5, I'll make sure they also get that. I'll text them both so it's a bit more direct than trying to, do it via social media and whatnot. And I want to put this in their face, not just their face. I want to put this in, and this is for all of you. This is for all of you. This is how we're going to grow this program. We're going to be in class. We're going to learn theory. We're going to, learn from our professors. We're going to take the basic, the foundation of things. And then we're going to say, go run and go shoot and go play and go make. And, people like Dr. Blackwell and Professor Clomax and, a few other folks, Dr. Erdley, our job is going to not only be to grow that, but then to support more of this, so that, we are contending. This came up yesterday in that talk in the tour with the architects, Brian Cokes of campus planning. He said, TDV, what we're building, like if HCC is here and USC is here, we want PV to be right there in the middle. We want, and that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. So get your writers together, Cecily, and let's see if we can get another session just for that core and continue to build this. All right, cool.
Thank you.
Great job, honey. Congratulations. Now, the reason I played that at the top of this talk, because now we can finally get to the guest of honor here. LaMyiah Harvel is the entertainment news reporter at ABC7 in Amarillo, Texas. And this is the sort of stuff we want to be able to position in front of her so that she can tell the world through her job, not just, oh yeah, I went to Prairie View and my Prairie View former classmates and, the youngins there who are coming up, they're doing a thing. No, she can go on ABC7 and say, the next hot show is, the next big web series is, Netflix just picked up so-and-so and so-and-so. This person's working, at that network. And so this is a great segue to finally introduce LaMyiah Harvel. Hey, sis.
Hey, y'all. I'm so excited to be here. Mother cry.
That seemed like a lot just to get to you, huh?
It's life. It's okay. I'm so happy. I'm so proud. I could just burst into tears. It's so beautiful. I love that.
Right?
I just had to write on my my desk here because it just gave me some ideas about doing some college stories while everything's going on and featuring colleges who are doing, out of the ordinary and things that people can use while they're at home. People can watch that show.
There you go. See? This could be an awesome segment for you, having graduated from HBCU, to promote web series and programming from, PV, TSU, Howard, Spelman, Morehouse, the whole gamut of them, smaller schools that maybe people don't, look to, there's some big name HBCUs, but there's some schools and the cut that people don't know as much about also that are definitely producing content. I think that's what the Black News Channel is trying to tap into. And ABC News would definitely benefit from you doing that as well.
People are tired of watching Netflix anyways. I mean, they're always asking about what's the next big show. And so I think I'm going to start a list of shows that students are producing. I think that would be dope.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay, yeah, I like that. I'm so
proud. So let's walk backwards a little bit. Tell the world who you are, what you do, and let's start there.
Okay, well, hi everybody. I'm LaMyiah Harvel, or LaMyiah PEARLINIA. I am a PV grad, of course. I just graduated in May, and I am currently stationed in Amarillo, Texas, as a feature reporter, and I'm transitioning into doing feature entertainment once all of this coronavirus stuff is over with. I can get more into my entertainment. But right now I do feature stories. So I'm finding my niches to tell stories of the people of minority, underrepresented people, so Black and Brown people is really my focus in the Black and Brown communities. That's really my feature stories are about, other than entertainment. I've been here since July or August. I don't remember which month I came. It was a very hard journey to get here, and it's even harder to be here. I guess I'll go into what I want to tell y'all about. So I graduated in May. It took about 3 to 4 months to get a job. In between that time, I went through like a really tough time. People call it like post-grad depression. Feeling lonely, feeling like you're not going to succeed, you're not going to use your major. I was freaking out. Like I was freaking out because I'm so used to being, LaMyiah. LaMyiah knows how to do it. LaMyiah this, LaMyiah that. And then I get to graduate and none of it means anything because I still ain't got a job. So I was freaking out. I just had to stay patient, stay prayed up. But it was really, really hard. There was times where I didn't want to leave my house because I'm like, I don't have a job. I don't want to be a waitress. I don't want to do this. I know where I want to be, but and it wasn't that I wasn't applying. I've been applying since April, but I didn't get anything. I got a lot of no's more than I got yeses. I think I applied to 155 stations and got 5 offers. It was tough. And a lot of people, I don't know if you guys were with Jordan, but it is a very cutthroat industry. I heard a lot of no's, but it was like, you're too small, your voice is too high, your appearance isn't sleek enough, you're too short, you're too skinny. It was a lot. And a lot of it wasn't because of any bad intentions, but a lot of news directors wanted to give me a shot. They just, there was somebody else better out there, and I just had to realize that. But I did get my shot, fortunately, thank God. And being here, I was the only African-American girl here for like a month and a half. And then it was so different because I'm from Minnesota. I grew up around all type of races, but coming to Prairie View, I was around African-Americans all day, 24/7 for 5 years. So coming to West Texas, where the population of African-Americans is 6.18%, and now I'm that 1% at my station, it was like, hold up. Like it was a shock. It was a shock. I couldn't relate to anybody. My experiences wasn't the same as everybody else's. And so another Black girl did come, but her experiences was not the same as mine either. So for like 3 to 4 months of being here, I was struggling. I didn't want to be here just because I felt like I was losing my drive. I didn't know who I wanted to be because I felt like I was trying to be like every other reporter, trying to do everything that they were doing. And I lost my passion and why I wanted to be on TV in the first place. And so I guess I was still going through post-grad depression, y'all, honestly. And then I became a morning reporter. I wasn't night side anymore. I became a morning reporter, and the anchors there were telling me, like, just do you. Don't be like everybody else. Yeah. Don't do what everybody else is doing. You don't have to talk like a robot. You don't have to sit up all the way straight. Be LaMyiah. And so it took me a long, long time. I think like this month, I finally realized like my experiences are different. Where I come from is different. Who I am and what I do on the news that I want to report is different, and it's okay. Because I realized nobody wants something that they already got at their station. And so now I'm a morning reporter. I have 2 segments that I'm working on. One is called Culture in the City, where it's going to highlight Black and brown people and the cultures of us. And the other one is called The Morning Buzz. And that is like my entertainment and my social media engagement. So I do those whenever I want. And then, I'll do the stories they want me to do, whatever. But I'm going to be the next big thing, y'all. So I got to, do what I got to do. But
that is actually already the case.
Thank you. But
yeah.
I never thought that I'd be so stressed out. It's such a reality check because, in college, everything just seems so like a monolith, but it's a big world out there. There's different people, and you got to really keep your feet grounded and remember who you are as a person. And that's how you stand out, I feel. Yeah. Wow. Okay, that's me in a nutshell.
Well, tell you what, to learn a little bit more about LaMyiah, I'm going to run 3 clips of hers to illustrate the amazing work that LaMyiah does. So let's take a look.
Lisa, I can't lie. This morning I was a little disappointed. I was expecting a lot of snow, but as you can see, it didn't let me down because it's coming down. But I do want you to talk with me here. Check out the roads, and this is downtown Polk Street. It's not too slick yet. It's a lot of snow coming down, but it's not a lot, not enough to hinder your driving just yet. But as Alyssa said, you do want to proceed with caution this morning because it's going to keep on coming down. I don't see it stopping anytime soon. But there are a couple of schools that have delays or closures this morning. If you take a look on the bottom of your screen, you can see all of that updated. And we'll keep you updated as this snow falls later in the morning, and we'll keep you updated on those school delays as well. Lisa, back to you.
It snows here, y'all. It's crazy. I'm in Texas.
And she's going to talk a little bit of, yeah.
Cooking that originates back to Georgia, Mississippi, and even Alabama, but the love of the food reaches across the nation. Now, we spoke with a few experts right here in the Panhandle who tell us it's more than the love that we may know. Chefs say if you do it right, it doesn't let you down. It's one of the most popular types of cooking in the U.S., and its history, well, that's rooted in the Black community in particular. It's called soul food.
Etouffee, gumbo. Fried chicken, smothered chicken, hot water cornbread.
Before we continue, let's take a bite out of history.
The term soul food actually came from slavery time.
Slave owners were accustomed to the best cuts of food.
Ribeye, strips, the main cuts out of the beef.
And slaves only had what was left.
The feet, the ears, the guts.
Making meals that would later become staples of the Deep South.
All the stuff that was considered bad in the day is now it's prime time.
It's not only Black people that enjoy that taste, that cuisine now. It's all across the board.
While the most of us enjoy the taste,
It's good.
others master the variation.
Up north, barbecue, they boil the meat, then they put the rub on it, then they finish it off in the oven. You come down here in the Deep South, it's wood, mesquite, pecan, oak, hickory.
No matter how you make it, you leave with a full stomach and you're closer to your roots.
I'm white, Black, and Asian.
No matter how far away they may be.
I just kind of wish my real grandpa was still around so I can be able to try even more and get more experience.
And hopefully, with every bite, you remember the history and use it to innovate a better world. I'm LaMyiah Harvel reporting ABC 7 News.
You know, Lisa, it's something that I love about this story. It teaches you so much about just the roots and the history of things and stuff that we think that's just there. We have a more of appreciation for it.
Yeah, everything has a history for sure. Looks so good. I want to give a shout out to Delvin and Tremaine too. Not only cooking good food, have great atmosphere at their restaurants, they do so much in the community too.
Yes, they do. They are definitely pillars.
Yeah, we've got it. We got it with the catering, but also the toy drives they do and all that kind of stuff.
And just being nice people.
Yeah.
Nice
Good
guys.
people.
And they'll get you some food.
Yeah, they're talented too. Good people and talented too. I know you love doing this story, LaMyiah.
Food.
Yeah, food. That's all you have to say. All right, thank you.
COVID-19 causing many Americans to hold off on traveling. Travel agencies now monitoring a steep decline. But for Carla Cunningham,
I have booked over 100 trips.
That's not the case.
I've been very, very fortunate. I've had no cancellations yet this year.
She says she's still booking overseas in places like Mexico and Europe. And though there's no cancellations, people are still asking questions.
The biggest thing is it safe to travel? What I tell them is I always understand their position and why they're concerned. But what we're learning right now is that in general, it is safe to travel.
And that's what Melissa DeFever says she's telling her clients. She sees about 25 people a year, and most of them embark on overseas expeditions.
At least 80% of them.
and to keep everyone at ease.
We have stuff posted on our website also on the coronavirus.
Updating travelers as much as possible.
Anytime there's anything going on, whether it's weather or anything, and it could potentially, affect a lot of people, we try to get on there and post something about it so that there's some kind of resource out there.
So these two travel agencies haven't seen a decline just yet, but will they? The Global Business Travel Association says if restrictions continue, travel spending could drop by more than 37%, jeopardizing the industry of losing $560 billion a year.
Of course, I'm a little concerned, but I also know that from what doctors and scientists are telling us, that most likely by the time summer comes around, and especially in the northern hemisphere, we're going to see a lot of the concern about coronavirus go away.
The CDC says any travelers returning from high-risk countries should stay home for 14 days, practice social distancing, and if any symptoms occur, contact their physicians immediately. I'm LaMyiah Harvel reporting, ABC 7 News.
That was like way before all of this stuff was going on. That's crazy. But guys,
So you are definitely covering the big stories, the relevant stories, in terms of what we're enduring right now. My next question for you is, how are you faring during this pandemic? How are you doing personally? How's your state of being, your well-being, your mind, and then secondly, how has it impacted your work?
how I'm doing personally, it's both ways. I'm okay, then I'm not okay. I can't go home. I haven't seen my family since June, and so I was supposed to go home this week, but I can't go home because if I do, I can't go back to work for a month. So just being away from people, my family, being here, away from everybody is kind of hard. And then seeing all of the numbers, all of the harsh news about the coronavirus is overwhelming for me as a reporter. When I watched CNN the other day, I was crying because it's just like, how did we get here? And so, which brings me to my purpose as a reporter at work. I do something called Reasons to Smile and Neighbors Helping Neighbors. And those stories are to lift people up in the morning. Because all of our news is, okay, there's 10 more deaths, there's 15 more cases, there's this, but what am I going to get with that news? What is that doing for me but making me feel down and anxiety provoked? So what my purpose is right now with WorkWise is to just give people something to smile about, regardless of what's going on outside of their house. And so right now I'm working from home. I have my camera right here. My camera girl comes in, she'll set it up for me, and if we need to move around, she'll help me. But I've been in the house all day today, and I'm an extrovert, so it's crazy to me. I can't go out
Yeah.
to run. But I'm hopeful that it'll end soon, and that we'll start to see the light. I know it's there, so I'm just trying to help people find it.
Your family's doing okay as far as you can tell, though? I know you said you can't really get home, but you're hearing from your people back home and they're okay?
Everybody's good. My mom and my two aunts are all essential workers, so they are out working, but they're really careful. They wear their gloves, they wear their mask and things like that. So they're real careful. No one's sick or anything. Everybody's staying home. My mom's birthday's tomorrow. I'm trying to tell her not to have a party, but she don't listen. So
well, happy birthday to Miss Mama. And I'm going to mute my mic, sister, and turn it over to you. Teach us a thing.
Okay. All right. So I want to teach you guys the importance of creating your own opportunities. So most of you guys are probably in PVAMU-TV right now. And before it was a PVAMU-TV, I didn't have any internships. I remember being in TDV's class and telling her, like, there's no opportunities for us. We have NABJ, but it's not active. We don't have anything but the radio station. And I was on the radio station, but that just wasn't enough for me. So what I started to do, my third year in college, I was watching Being Mary Jane, crying on my bed because I was like, I gotta be her. And so what I did was get on social media and I wrote every person who had media in their bio. I don't know if you guys know who Jay Milan is from Houston. I emailed her, I wrote her. Freshie, I wrote him. Blame It on Quay, I wrote him. I wrote all of these people, and then there was one woman named Jalea Davis. She's better known as media icon. She is the youngest woman in the nation to own a television station. Now, before I knew that, I didn't know her. I just seen media icon, like, oh, she probably needs like an assistant or intern. DM'd her on Instagram, like, hey, I am in my third year in college. I need an opportunity. I need experience. She wrote me back and was like, hey, love, stay tuned. I'm gonna hit you back in a week. That same day I wrote her, I didn't find out this until a year later. That same day I wrote her, she had signed a contract to buy a station. And so I became her first intern for Iconic Television in Houston. And I tell you that because we get afraid, like Jordan said earlier, we get afraid and we think people are too busy, but you have to create those opportunities for yourself. You have to put yourself out there. If you don't, you'll always be saying or thinking, what if I did it? Another thing was Dr. Blackwell. I used to email Dr. Blackwell to help me find internships. And I remember it was like super last minute. And I went back to the list he gave me and I signed up for Fox 26 News. I didn't hear back until like 3 months later, but I got the position, the intern position. And then we go back to school and TDV took in everything we said and she helped us create the round table talk. After the round table talk, I wanted something different and I created the breakthrough where it was a platform for women to talk about their stories and their experiences. And I've used all of what I knew, my experiences, to create these opportunities that weren't given to me. I had to go out and get them. Because in this industry, y'all, I don't know if y'all think it's going to be cool, but you have to really put yourself out there. You have to really create those opportunities and go get what you want. Because nobody's going to know what you want unless you tell them, unless you go get it. And so that's what I would say on that. And then being okay with who you are as a person. I found myself a lot in the summer and with this job trying to please people or trying to assimilate or rather be what other people are as in reporters and as in as media personalities. And it was because I just forgot what I wanted to be and who I was. And so and then people were, I'm not from the suburbs. I've never grew up in the suburbs. And so people around me were all, suburbs. My dad paid for this. My mom paid for this. I paid for everything on my own. And so I kind of got discouraged because of my experiences. And I didn't want to do the stories that I planned on doing because I didn't want to seem like the ghetto reporter or the Black reporter. But truth be told, I want to do the stories that represent people of color. And that's who I am. My experiences is who I am. So if you're trying to figure yourself out and you're trying to be something because you see it on Instagram, you see it on Twitter, don't be who you are, be authentic and be okay with how you look, how you talk, how you act, how you move, how you sit. It's okay because the person who gives you that shot, it's going to be worth their while. And so, okay, that's two things. What was my last thing? Going back to post-grad depression. I'm going to do a YouTube video on this for sure. But during that time, I journaled. I journaled a lot. Actually, I have my journal here. I was reading it so I could be prepared for y'all. But I journaled a lot. And I would definitely say that's something that you need to write down in your tips too, is to journal. Keep track of your experiences, especially when you graduate and after you get your job and then beforehand, because you can go back and see the person that you used to be, see the struggles that you used to have, and that will help you move forward because things are going to seem so hard in your first market, so hard in your first job. But it's like just 3 months ago, I was crying because I didn't have this job. So now I'm crying because I got the job. So, just remember who you are, be authentic, and create your own opportunities if they're not presented to you. I think that's what I would teach y'all. Is that okay, TDV? Is that good?
Perfect. I'm telling you, because here's the thing, reinforcement drives the message home, right? And I think I can pretty much nearly guarantee every single speaker so far have said the importance of really determining your own destiny by going out and crafting opportunities for yourself. The second piece is networking, finding that tribe that's going to help you build, who you are, what you do, build that up, and let them know who you are, what you do, so that they know how to support you. And you can't wait for an opportunity to come your way. You really have to manifest, the path yourself. It's not to say that you're doing it by yourself, but you have to be incredibly, incredibly determined to succeed.
And then people are gonna tell you no. Oh my God, I have a mentor, and when I was going through everything, I didn't know what I was doing. I was doing celebrity interviews with Iconic Television. I've done hard news with Fox 26 News. I've done lifestyle with PVAMU-TV. And so when I graduated, I went to the BET Awards. I did all of that, and I'm just like, I'm still trying to figure out what type of reporter I want to be. And I told somebody about it, a person I look up to, like, hey, I'm about to try to get a job in news and work my way up in entertainment. And the person told me, if you go to hard news, you're going to get stuck. You're not going to be able to do entertainment. And I cried in my car because it was like, how can the person I look up to tell me that I can't do what I want to do? And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep on applying, because I'm going to show people that wherever you start is not where you're going to finish. And I started as a regular reporter. Now my news director is giving me that platform to do the stories that I want to do, because I stay true to myself. And I didn't let people tell me, no, you're too little, you're too quirky, or whatever they used to tell me. I don't even remember. But
you a giant. When they get to know you, when they find out. I tell that story in the introduction, in the postings for, in promoting this talk, how you and I had a falling out.
Oh yes.
That homecoming. I ain't gonna rehash the whole episode, but I think the students are gonna open their mics and talk here in a second. But what I learned about you in that experience, whereas, when people deal with conflict and adversity or criticism, critiquing, dealing with authority, sometimes people respond with, well, I don't even want to work with that B, or, she, I can't stand her, blah, 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 blah. You came back and addressed the issue with such professionalism, with a grace that even made me go, maybe I should be doing things a little bit differently, because these are not children. These are adults who will make adult decisions. And in that particular case, it was an adult decision that was a bad decision. But the way you came back and said, can we have a conversation about this? Can we really power through and address this, because I need this. I need to continue to build who I am and what I do, so that I'm ready to go and compete out there. And this can't be how I finish. And I was like, I'm listening.
Yeah, because I thought my career was over. I was like, it's over. Can't do this
Yeah, and so you sought lessons and gave lessons in so many ways that I don't even think you're fully aware of. So students, why don't you go ahead and open your mics? They're going to come for you, LaMyiah. These are your people, your tribe.
I keep it.
They're about, for those who are watching on YouTube, you can't really see because it only shows people whose cameras are turned on. So right now, you might on YouTube, you see people popping up right now, maybe 4 of us, because LaMyiah, myself, T. Hayes, and Jawan have their cameras on. But there are 22 people. There are 22 people in this chat right now. And I'm not going to force people to turn their cameras on. I get what that's about. Any given day, it's me sitting behind my name. But my point, though, to all of you watching on the live feed, is that this is a well-supported, well-loved woman that we're talking to today. And go on and open your mics and talk to this young lady. What's your questions?
I miss y'all so much. Oh, my goodness. Does anyone have any questions?
Who got a question?
No.
Yeah, far as finding your niche within the industry, how did you go about? Did you just do trial and error, or did you have a conversation with somebody and was like, that sounds cool? How did you find your niche?
Well, when I first started college, I was a psychology major.
Right.
Then I switched to social work, so I wasn't even I was interested, but I thought that I couldn't go anywhere with TV. And so one day, my junior year, literally my third year in college, I was like, look, I want to be on TV. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm made for. I talk a lot, and I can use my social work as a minor because I love people and I love helping people and I love getting their stories out. I love for people to hear other people's stories. And so I just kind of did everything. I wanted to do the hard news. That's why I did Fox 26. And I wanted to do the entertainment. That's why I did iconic television. I did like red carpet events. And then with PVAMU-TV, I was like, you know what? I want to do something else. Something's missing. And so that's when I started to put people on a stage and let them tell their own stories. And so that's kind of how I just found my niche. I'm still finding it. I'm still trying to see what reporter I really am supposed to be. But I guess through trial and error for sure, and exposing myself to everything, not saying no to anything. Because if you say no, how are you going to know how you do? You'll never know. That's why I went to Prairie View. That's why I came out to Texas on my own, because it's like, if I don't, who's going to tell me how it would have been if I've never tried it, you know? So thanks for your question.
You're welcome.
I will say,
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Wait, what did you gonna say? Go
I
ahead.
was saying, PV Roundtable Talk is doing good. I saw y'all's little video, but that's that. Neither here nor there.
Yeah, this is a question.
Thank you.
I have a question. T. Hayes, you're
Hang on
first.
a second. Hang on a second, because we got multiple people talking at the same time. T. Hayes, ask your question, and then Tatiana, you're up next. Yep.
All right, cool. So, first of all, how you doing?
I'm doing good, T. Hayes.
That's great. Now, I know I can never do news. I've known this for a long time. I can never do news because I'm too potent and dense as T. Hayes that I can never try to go in, and I feel like news is way less creative than the route I want to go. And I could hear you talk about how they said you were too eccentric or too lively or whatever to be a reporter. So tell me about how you adapted to your environment.
I became a morning reporter because I used to think that news was so robotic and so black and white and standing so straight like a robot. And there are actual robots in the news. But becoming a morning reporter, it gave me that opportunity to show who LaMyiah is and be my lively, outgoing self. Because morning news is not all hard news. It's fun. And so after I became a morning reporter, I started looking up other morning reporters. Like, I'm going to work in Dallas one day for Channel 8. They have a creative platform for morning reporters. And that's how I started to kind of transition into being who LaMyiah is. Just doing it, you know? If they don't like it, they just don't like it. But I mean, here I feel like I'm not gonna be here. I'm not gonna be in Amarillo forever. I have a year left. And so I'm gonna get what I need to get. I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and then I'm gonna get out. And whoever likes me, they like me. So.
That's what's up, girl. I'm proud of you. Keep doing your thing.
Go for it, Tatiana.
First, I want to say, I'm sorry because my camera's all whatever. But first, I just want to say I'm so proud of you. You inspire me literally every day. I'm so happy for you. Like, meeting you from day one, like freshman year until knowing you now, like, it's just amazing seeing your growth. So I just want to say I'm really proud of you.
Hi, girl. Oh
but I will say, and I also want to say thank you for introducing me to PVAMU-TV, because first I was in Club Chic with you, and then you introduced me to this, and I didn't even know I knew if I wanted to do this. And so I'll say thank you for that too. But my question for you is, you know, being a woman in the industry, it's really hard. Like, I noticed that a lot of women in the industry, they talk about how they struggle with their voice because it's so many male employers and like male leadership. So how do you find your voice, but respectfully and enough to where you're heard?
See, I have a problem with that actually, because one of our higher ups, I won't speak on it too much, but he doesn't like to be challenged. And me, I'm a challenger. I'm going to ask you questions. I'm trying to figure out, you know, what it is that we need to come to a median on. And so I'm still figuring how to do that without being disrespectful. But I think that presenting yourself as professional as possible and keeping documents of everything will help you get there. But then also, I feel that you just can't take no for an answer. You know, the news is very subjective. What one man may say is too much, the other guy may say, you know what, I like that. So it's just all, man, I can't say it enough. It's all about standing your ground and knowing this is the woman I am. If you don't like it, I'm sorry, but this is what you're going to get. Now, don't do it to the point it's like, well, they say, can you tie your hair in a ponytail because it's windy? Like, no, I'm a woman. No, just tie your hair in a ponytail. But just always remember, you know, whatever your opinion is, I'm sorry, that's your opinion, but this is who I am. If I'm going to have a voice, I'm a reporter. That's what I'm supposed to do. And if you don't like it, then we can go to HR. We can handle it that way. And I'll have all my documentation showing you what's been happening over time, if that's where it needs to go. But usually you can settle it with that person. Sit that person down if it's something that you got. It's something that's doable just with a one-on-one, then do it like that. But if a person's still trying to come at you because you're a woman, and then sometimes they'll come at you because you're a Black woman, then you might have to go higher up. But don't be discouraged. There's a lot of women in power in this industry. And I'm still learning my way as well. This is my first market, but I know a lot of women who they stand their ground, they know who they are, and that's how they've gotten to where they've gotten. Did I answer your question?
That was perfect. Thank you.
Girl, you're perfect. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You're gonna go far. You're gonna go far.
Milan, I know you have a question, sister. There you go.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, LaMyiah. How are you?
I like your energy.
Thank you.
I listen to you and you're
I'm an extrovert as well.
Yeah, I like you. I like you.
Thank you. One of my questions was, did you ever apply for jobs in your hometown of the 150 that you did apply when you left PV?
Yes, I got an offer in my hometown, but I turned it down.
Okay.
You want to know why too?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's up to you.
Yes, I turned it down because it was in the city that I lived in, and it took a lot for me to turn it down. I will say that, but I didn't. It may sound crazy, but I didn't want to report on people that I know. The summer that I got this job, 7 of my friends got killed. And I said, had I took that, I don't know if I would have been able to report those stories correctly. I don't know if I would have been able to even hear the story, you know, just because of how I grew up. So right now I'm not able to, I felt like it wasn't my time to be in my own city and report. And then I don't like the snow. I don't want to be back up there. I'm trying to stay in the South. So yeah, that I did actually get an offer. I turned it down.
Also,
meanwhile one of your early pieces was reporting in the snow.
Right. I know. Oh my God. Snow every day. It's snow. I'm like, why?
Let's text this button for you.
The snow was this big too, y'all. It wasn't even thick. I'm like, this is gonna be gone in an hour. I love this.
All right, go ahead with your second question, Milan.
Where's the farthest that you've traveled to cover a news story?
Lubbock, which is 2 hours away.
Okay.
I usually don't. That's not my beat. I try to stay in this community and then like another city 2 hours, 20 minutes from here. But Lubbock, there was a like Hispanic story that was, I forgot what it was. It was like towards the beginning of my career, but I drove 2 hours, girl, by myself and 2 hours back. But yeah, we drive far sometimes, but it's really up to you. It's up to your station. Sometimes they'll send you out, sometimes they won't. I've never been asked to drive no farther than 30 minutes away because that's just not my beat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay,
how do you manage being an MMJ?
Well, it's not that hard. Well, it's not that hard now, but when I first started, I would forget to turn the mic on. I would forget to have a memory card. Oh my God. One time I was interviewing like the mayor and I forgot a memory card and I like played the whole interview off. But you just have it gets better with time. Now I can carry like my tripod on my back and like my camera right here and like put my mic on my belt, and it's easy to me now. It's not as hard as it seems, but when it comes to deadlines, because you have to edit, shoot, interview, do it all on your own, you have to stay focused and really disciplined, because you can get distracted and you lose 5 minutes, and then that's 5 minutes you needed to finish your story. And it's important to make deadline. You do not want to miss deadline ever.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay, Juwan, what's your question, hon?
LaMyiah, Queen. So what?
I was trying to like scroll and look for you. Okay.
I'm here, sweetie. I'm here. Okay, so I have 2 questions. Hopefully we can get to them. Okay, so my first one is, where do you see yourself in like 10 years? Like owning your own station, having like, I don't know, where do you see your career going at that point? Like what is the next big thing?
Okay, so when I was in TDV's class, she had J.O. Malone come in, and I told J.O. Malone, I'm going to have my own show.
Mm.
To this day, I'm going to have my own show in 10 years. That is my goal. And it's going to be a little bit of the hard news, the lifestyle, and entertainment. It's going to be all in one, and it's going to be like kind of like the Round Table Talk or the Breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be, that's where I see myself, having my own show. I do see myself like in a network like Good Morning America or Good Morning America. That's it. That's the one I want to be at.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And then my last question is, can you talk about how well-rounded you have to be in like editing and camera work and, you know, all the other aspects that it is besides getting in front of the camera?
So if you are looking to do news, for sure, most of the majority, 99% of the time, they're looking for MMJs for your first market. As a matter of fact, a lot of people are looking for MMJs in their second and third market, in the higher markets. So it's so important to learn that now, like learn how to edit. You have to learn how to edit. You have to know how to edit before you get a job. Writing, I would definitely say Dr. Blackwell has I think he has like a news writing class. If you haven't took it and you want to be in the news, take that class. Script writing, he has that. I would definitely say all of those things are important and they are priority before even looking good on camera. You need to learn how to write. You need to know how to shoot, and you have to know how to edit. Now, you don't have to be perfect, y'all. Like, you're going to be trash. You're going to be trash. You're not going to be as good people like in Houston or in Dallas. Because you've only done it in college. But if you know the basics of it and you have potential to grow, you'll get a job. Even if you can't take an editing class now, what I used to do is I used to ask TDV for a camera and a mic, and I would interview people. I would go into the computer lab and be in that computer lab editing videos on my own. Like, you just got to do it. Like, don't think you can get into the industry without learning all of that. It's important.
Charleston, go ahead and ask that question that you just posted in the chat. Charleston Kerr just posted a question. Oh, there he is. Okay, go ahead.
I was going to ask you, what's something that you learned from experience that wasn't taught in school?
Oh my God, so much.
Just top 3, you know.
Top 3. Oh my God, hold on a second.
I'm taking notes too.
Interviewing. I didn't know how to interview people with a purpose for a story. I would just be asking questions, you know? And so when I would go interview and I have all of these answers and I'm like, well, what is my story? So structuring your story, interviewing, your appearance. If y'all know me, I like big hair, curly hair, I used to have bangs. You could barely see my face. And I had to not dumb it down, but sleek it up a little bit because it was a distraction. I would look at my old reel and I was everywhere with it because that was just my personality. So my appearance is something that I had to learn over time. There was actually one news director who called me 3 times because he wanted to hire me, but he told me, I just keep picking at your appearance. And to this day, we're real cool, but he didn't give me a job. But that's 2. And another one is emailing higher ups, emailing like the managers and GMs. So Tia Johnson actually gave me like this blueprint of how you pursue a job in an email, or like, you know, if you're just reaching out to them, you want to be captivating and different. You don't want to say, hi, I'm LaMyiah Harvel and I'm reaching out because I've applied for a job. No, look, I'm LaMyiah Harvel. You're going to give me this job because I can do A, B, C, and D. I've attached my resume and here's my reel. You want to be aggressive, not too eager, but you want to catch their eye.
To the point, yeah.
To the point. Don't sugarcoat it. They don't want anybody that can, in any industry, film, entertainment, news, radio. They don't want anybody who is stagnant and who is timid. Go get what's yours. That's what I learned.
Yeah. President Simmons just she hosted a leadership symposium for which I was a part of, and she basically spent like 4 hours lecturing to 30 of us. There were 30 faculty members, and she was our teacher for that session. And she said that she was like, I'm just going to tell you, I couldn't tell you the last time I actually read a cover letter from beginning to end. I look for what it is you want me to know. Yes. What is it that you want me to do? The directive. That's how she put it. I look for the directive. And if the directive is, I want you to hire me, that's what I'm looking for. And then I'm looking for those bullet points as to why.
Yeah.
If I have to read all the things. And so it was, it's great hearing that come back up, on this immediate level, in terms of the people, this is one of your peers telling you got to be able to communicate, especially with an email. You're not there to help support the email by saying, well, this is what I mean. Well, take some of that out by just giving the directive. Hey, quick introduction. As LaMyiah said, this is what I'm reaching you for. Here are the reasons why I'm the best candidate for that. Here's what's attached. Deuces. Excellent. Dr. Blackwell, I'm going to call on you again for the final question.
I'm just so happy to see you too. Oh my God.
Good to see you, Maya. So here's what I came up with. Can you talk about the process from applying for the job to the actual getting of the job? So like, what's the interview process like? Sometimes there's like writing tests and grammar tests and things like that. Talk about that so students know what to expect.
Okay. So my first job applying was in Amarillo. It was for our competitive station or our competition. And so what you'll do is what I have, and if you guys don't have it, I suggest you get it, tvjobs.com. It is a website and it has all type of jobs from producers, reporters, lifestyle, all of that. So I would go on there. I would see what jobs were hired. I will apply on the website, Sinclair or whatever the company was. But then I would go ahead and I would email the news directors. And every day at 10 a.m., I would have like a set 5 or 6 news directors that I would shoot the emails out to, like, hey, just a heads up, this is who I am. I've applied for your position, and this is my reel, this is my resume, this is my cover, whatever. So not only did they see it when they're looking on that company website, but they see it in their email too. And so I will wait a week, maybe 5 days because I was being impatient, but I'll reach back out. hey, just a heads up, my name is LaMyiah Harvel. I applied for this position. Please let me know when you're available to speak. I would love to connect with you. I would also go on LinkedIn. I was doing a lot, y'all. I would go on LinkedIn. I would add them. And sometimes I would write them again. Sometimes I wouldn't because I feel like that was just too eager. But I would write them on LinkedIn, and usually they'll get back to me like, hey, I seen your email. I liked your email. Hey, I seen your LinkedIn DM. I liked it. Let me reach back out to you, whatever have you. So after that, now I've got sent out to a couple jobs that I turned down. They will fly, some jobs will fly you out to their station so you can see the station. So you can see if you fit and if they, you know, if you guys mesh together. Now, this is after the phone interview, of course. And then usually at the station, you'll do like a desk test, like you'll talk on the prompter. Some stations do it, some stations don't. And then there, sometimes you'll do a writing test. Some stations do, some stations don't. It just depends on who it is. But and after that, you'll go home, they'll call you or they don't call you. And then usually for this job here, I didn't even get flown out. I just did the writing test at home, and I had, I think, 2.5 weeks to pack up everything and get to Amarillo. Some stations now, okay, this is a gym. Now some people don't know this, but in your contracts, try to ask them for moving allowances. Some stations will give you an extra couple hundred to a couple $1,000 to help you relocate. Some stations won't, but if you ask for it, because they're not gonna tell you because you're new, but if you ask for it, 9 times out of 10 you'll get your relocation assistance, and you'll get that, you know, when you start working. But that's the process, and then you start working. Usually you'll train. I didn't even train. They kind of just threw me right in, but you do want that training, and then after that, after like a week of training, you're in the field, and you got to start pitching stories. Did I answer your question, Dr.
Yeah,
Blackwell?
that was good. And what's the writing test look like, just so they know, or an example of the writing test?
So it's sometimes it's different. The one for KFGA, it was like they give you a media release or like a press release, and you have to basically sum it up in 30 seconds. Couple sentences saying all what the press release said or all that's important out of that press release. And then they try to check for your grammar. They also do like blocks, like they'll say which in A block, B block, D block, C block, D block. They'll say prioritize these stories as if it was the newscast, as if it was a rundown. So which ones is important? Breaking news goes first, and then you just go all the way down to like the fluff to the softer pieces. But you know, it's just seeing what's your priority and how is your news judgment. And so yeah, that's what I remember from those.
All right, that was good. Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, and thank you, LaMyiah, for joining us today. We're gonna wrap it up right now because we do have another guest coming at 4 o'clock. We have like that 2:30, 4 o'clock swing is like back to back. We get gyms after gyms after gyms, like right back to back. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up. And we just love you so much, and we're so proud of you. And anytime we can get you to put eyes on the content our students are creating, we would love your advice and your support. And just keep doing what you're doing, sister. Keep doing what you're doing.
I'm so happy. I'm blessed that you guys have asked me to do this. I love y'all. I'm so proud of what PV's doing, and I know I'm going to see you guys somewhere in the industry. So just call me if you need me, or, whatever. Text me, call me. I'm always here.
Awesome. All right, everyone. So come back in like 20 minutes. The next link for the YouTube live feed of our series is available pretty much where you're watching this. Just go down to the next video. It'll be ready to go in about 15-20 minutes. And Mo Mashadi is an awesome writer. and a podcast producer, and just an all-around, just, funky, fresh person. And I'm excited to talk to her at 4 o'clock today. So come on back. Thanks, LaMyiah. Love you, sister. Talk to y'all later.
Thank you.